y'all, it's your girl Brianna, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be utilizing my practice hand that I got off of Amazon, and I am going to be using these extra long stiletto nail tips that I got from Lisette's Gel Nails here on YouTube. I'm going to be applying them with her rubber base coat, and I'm also going to be using her Simply Pink Builder Gel. It also comes with the dehydrator, but I won't be using that because I'm using a practice hand today. And I purchased her number 4 and number 6 brushes, and I'm going to be using number 6 today. I thought I was going to use number 4, but number 4 is mighty thin. So let's go ahead and get into this nail design for Pride Month. Alright y'all, so the first thing you want to do is buff the nails to prepare them for the tips that you're going to apply. But since I am using my practice hand, I'm literally just going through and doing a quick little buff. I was like, okay, why am I actually buffing these nails like this is a client or something? So I just go through and lightly buff it just to kind of show you all what you want to do when you're applying your nail tips. And then we're going to get right into applying the tips with the rubber base coat from, or the rubber base from Lisette's Gel Nails. Alright, so now that you've had the nails buffed, you're going to go ahead and size your tips. So you want to take your tips and make sure that they fit from sidewall to sidewall. I will say that these nail beds were a lot bigger than I expected. So this first tip, as you can see, it has the numbers on the tips there. This first one that I used was way too small. So I went back in and I resized all of the nails. Once I got the sizing correct, I'm going to be back and we'll go ahead and apply the nails to the practice hand, or the tips to the practice hand.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I'll never amount to nothing. To all the people. Go, shorty. Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I'll never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from, that called the police on me when I was trying to make some money to feed my daughter. To all my peoples in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt-N-Pepa and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, Rap Attack, Mr. Magic.
All right, now that the tips have all been sized out, I'm going to take a little bit of that rubber base coat, put it on the tip of the nail, and then I'm going to place it on the nail bed of my practice hand. I am using my Kering LED UV flashlight that I got off of Shein. It just made it a lot easier to cure these tips to this practice hand than using my big nail lamp. All right, y'all, so here are the tips all applied to my practice hand. So you want to go in and kind of buff that tip down with the natural nail bed just so that there's no lumps or bumps when you apply your builder gel. But again, this is a practice hand, so I just kind of went through and showed y'all what I was doing. This is where you would want to use your dehydrator if you were doing this on yourself or a client. But I'm going to go ahead and skip that step because this is, again, my practice hand. So I'm going to go in with my rubber base coat. I'm going to apply a coat of this and then cure for 60 seconds. And this is going to be the base that we use prior to applying our builder gel.
Molly Mall, I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard, you never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid.
All right, so now that we've cured for 60 seconds, again, I went in with my number 4 brush, and as you can see, it is just a little bit too small for these nail beds. So I go in with my number 6, and I just feel like it was much better for the surface that I'm working on here. So I go in with my number 6 Lisette Gel Nails brush, and yeah, here we go. I use this one. It's a little bit bigger than that number 4, a little bit wider as well. There was some hairs frayed out from the side when I got it, but I just clipped them away and it was perfectly fine. I didn't want to send it back just for that. So this is the Simply Pink. This is what it looks like. This is my first time working with Builder Gel, or this particular Builder Gel. I have tried Builder Gels before in the past, but this is my first time actually doing a video on it. So please bear with me. I'm not a professional in any way. This is something that I just do for fun at home. So yeah, I take a little bit of that, and I use what they call a slip layer. So I apply 1 coat of this to the nail, and prior to curing, I take a bigger bead and float that down the slip layer. So in a minute here, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I grab a bigger bead of that Builder Gel, and then I just go ahead and place that on the nail, and we're going to go ahead and float that down the nail. And you'll see here in just a second what I mean by that. So you place the ball there, or your bead there, and then you just want to go ahead and start floating it down the nail. My bead was not as big as I needed it to be, so I do go back in and grab a little bit more. And as you can see, there are air bubbles, but if you just lightly take your brush and go over them like I'm doing here, they go away. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do that for this nail, and then I will be back when we move on to the next ones.
Like the World Trade, born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Raw G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach. And I'm far from cheap. I smoke skunk with my peeps all day. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me busy. Girls used to diss me. Now they write letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the
Okay, so here we are. We're moving on to the ring finger. Again, we're going to apply a slip layer, and then I'm going to take a bead and put that on top of that slip layer and just float it down the nail. With this particular nail, I think I tried to do the method where they do like a bead going down the middle of the nail and then kind of floating it down the sides. I found it easier to just float it down like I did on the pinky nail. But again, this is my first time doing this on camera, so I just wanted to try different methods to see which one I like best. And the first method I liked a lot better than this one. I will say both work, but I just liked the first method better than this one. In my opinion, it was a lot easier.
Mississippi down to the East Coast, condos and Queens, indo for weeks, sold out seats to hear Biggie Small speak. Living life without fear, putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool, considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood, and it's still all good. And if you don't know, now you know.
All right, now I will say that if you are working on yourself or a client, you are going to want to make sure that you are flipping that hand over upside down to allow all of that Builder Gel to pull to the center like it's supposed to. Once you flip your hand upside down, it kind of, gravity just does its job and it pulls the Builder Gel to the center of the nail so that you have a even nail and your apex it's really nice. But because I'm doing this on a practice hand, I couldn't flip the hand over. On this particular nail, I actually tried to. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, well, let me just take the nail off and flip it. But Brianna, how in the world are you going to flip the nail off of the practice hand and not expect the nail to just fall off? So that's exactly what happened. I took the nail off, it fell on my paper towel. In the next clip, you're going to see where I had to fix that imperfection. It was like some air bubbles and things like that going on. So in the next clip, you will see what I'm talking about and how easy it was to fix that mistake. All right, so here, as you can see, I'm putting the nail back on. You see those air bubbles right there. So I really just go ahead and take my brush and work those air bubbles out. And then I go in and I make sure that the nail is evenly coated like it was prior to me trying to flip it over and messing the whole thing up. Once we get it back together, as you can see, the fix is pretty easy. This Builder Gel is really nice to work with and really easy to work with as well. Once you get a hang of it, it's pretty easy. So then once I do that, I go ahead and cure for 60 seconds and we move on to the pointer finger.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur. Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry, my accountant handles that. And my whole crew is lounging, celebrating every day, no more public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack. Now my mom pimps an act with minks on the back. And she loves to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the stores. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. Birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty. Damn right I like the life I live. Cause I went from negative to positive and it's all. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
All right, so here are the nails all done. I'm going to take Lisette's Gel Nails Cleanse, which is her nail cleanser, and then I'm going to use that on a lint-free cloth to take off that tacky layer so that we can go ahead and file and buff these nails. I did use my hand file for the most part. I used the e-file to kind of buff the top of the surface. I did not do like as much filing as I would have done if these were on my nails or if I was doing someone else's nails, only because this was me just practicing and I kind of wanted to just get this nail design out to you guys. So I did the best that I could with filing and shaping, and I'll be back as soon as we are done with that. I think here's where I pull out, I pull out my e-file here just to kind of buff the top of the nails, but I use my hand file to actually shape the nails.
And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Representing B-Town in the house. Junior Mafia, Mad Flavor. Yeah.
All right, y'all, so here are the nails all filed and buffed. I am going to go in with a matte top coat just because I feel like it will make the nail design a lot easier. So I go in with my matte top coat and then I cure that for 60 seconds prior to applying our nail art. Okay, so this portion of the video was filmed a few days later, so excuse the crusty, dusty nails as I had literally just taken off a previous set, so excuse that. But these are the colors that I'm going to be using. I got these Savvy Land color gels from Amazon. I think it came with about 36, but these are the 6 that I'm using today. And it also came with all of these brushes. So I'm going to take the liner brush that it came with, and we're going to go ahead and get right into this nail design. On this pinky, I decided to do like a rainbow kind of effect, but then we're going to pull through it just to kind of blend all those colors together. When I first did it, I didn't really like how you couldn't see as much of the blue as you could the other colors. So I did go in and redo it. But this is basically what I did to get the design that you all will see on the final pinky nail at the end of the video. This is basically what I did to achieve that look. Okay, so here I'm going to clean my liner brush off, and I'm literally just going to drag those colors together. And I do wipe my brush off in between each pull just because I don't want to blend the colors too much. So yeah, that's how I got this particular design on the pinky nail. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the ring nail. That's what the pinky ended up looking like. I really like that. So for the ring nail, I'm going to do like an abstract design. I'm going to literally just take my dotting tool, and on the tip of the nail, or the French tip part of the nail, I'm going to place those dots just sporadically anywhere, and then I'm going to swirl them together to kind of marble them. So you'll see in just a minute how that came together. I really like this design, and I think I'm going to use it, obviously using different colors, in another video very soon for sure. All right, so that's what that nail came out looking like. I really like that design. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the middle finger. I decided to do some vertical lines for the middle finger. I had started out with the red, but then I was like, okay, I think I'm only going to be able to fit 5 colors on this particular nail, so I wiped it all off and went back in and did the yellow down the middle just to be able to balance out the other colors that I place on this particular nail as well. All right, y'all, so here's where we're going to do the vertical lines. Again, I start out with my yellow, and I do that down the middle just to kind of give me a guide on where to place my other colors. So once I have my yellow down the middle, I go in with my orange and my red on the left-hand side and the green and blue on my right-hand side. I did not cure in between. I was being a little daredevil here, but obviously, if you don't want to mess up your nail work, please cure in between colors just to make sure that everything is secure and in place exactly how you like it. All right, so here it is all cured. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the pointer finger. For this one, I decided to do something similar to the pinky. I did a rainbow look. I did it in the opposite direction of the pinky nail. So I do a rainbow using all 6 colors. At the end, I ended up using a white at the bottom, and then I placed white clouds at the top as well. Just a really cute, simple design. So I'm gonna let y'all look at that, and then I will be back at the end to reveal the nails fully. All Alright, y'all, so I went in with my shiny no wipe top coat from Lisette's Gel Nails. I decided to do shiny just because I thought that it really made the design pop a lot more than it would have if I would have just left it matte. So I do a coat of my shiny top coat and then I cure for 60 seconds, and I will be right back to do the reveal photos. Alright, y'all, so here are the completed nails. I really hope you all enjoyed this Pride design. It was very simple, very easy, but very cute as well. Let me know in the comments what you all think. Definitely like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Again, happy Pride Month.